Welcome to episode 4 of the Players Corner, brought to you by the SCSU Huskies app. You can find it on whatever app store that you have, Apple, Android, or Google Play. So make sure you download it and check it out. As with me, as always, Kevin Fitzgerald and Will Hammer, seniors on the men's hockey team. Guys, how are we doing this afternoon?
Doing good. Sorry, my internet's a little spotty, but doing real good this afternoon. How about you?
It's been good. I was surprised that, waking up this morning and I check my phone to see if I needed to wear a sweatshirt, a winter coat, t-shirt, shorts, because that's how it always goes in Minnesota. Great day outside.
Has been very nice. Played pickleball twice today.
Twice. Two-a-days in pickleball now. Kev, you know the drill. What's the update?
You want them already? The pickleball rankings?
Why not?
All right, people. Hold on to your seats. First in the pickleball rankings, Will. But there is some news. Will was not a solid one. Somebody ranked someone else above Will for the first time ever. So Will was first with 1.17. I was ranked second, 1.83. Jared was ranked third, 3.33. Andy, fourth, 4.33. Moose, 5. David, 5.5. And the dead squirrel with the paddle at 6.83, so not a solid 7. 2 notes on that one. I did not rank myself first. That was someone else, Will. I knew you were going to say something about that. And David's ranking was very interesting because he ranked himself 7th. 7th. He ranked the squirrel 6th, and he had the following quote when I asked him. I asked David, are you getting humbled a little bit by the pickleball guys? And he came with this. This is verbatim. I just want to become most humble, HUMBEL, person what you have ever met. So David's turning a new leaf. So we'll see what happens for David.
Yeah, I think the match of the week was Tyler versus David. There was a real discrepancy from the beginning. Tyler thought by far he was way better than David, and this week he came to prove it. They had a one-on-one match. Tyler took best 2 out of 3, so that was big news for Tyler. As for my 1.17 ranking, I have a few suspects that I think that are out there. My first guess is someone on the top floor because they're always stirring the pot. They're always putting ridiculous rankings up on the top floor. For those of you who don't know, top floor is Seamus Donahue and Jared Cockrell. And there's some jealousy going around, so I'll have to get to the bottom of that this week.
I will not confirm or deny your pick of top 4, but I'm going to say that you're right. Also, the match, all eyes were on the match this weekend. Andy versus David. Andy outlasted him 2-0. Andy actually, his quote was, I mopped the floor with him. I knew I was better before, and I proved it. I still had Andy at a 6 because I thought he just caught David on an off day. So Andy's still 6 in my book. He's very upset with me. But yeah, also got a new paddle. Got my first paddle over the weekend. So new paddle, new me. And I also wrote a note down here. David, ... cheater? Just
Maybe.
Food for thought.
Maybe.
Could be a cheater.
He could be a cheater.
Yeah.
I mean, the balls that he calls are in or out, I think sometimes he paints a picture in his favor. So
In his
we'll have
defense,
to
I believe in Slovakia, you're going to have to quote me. I think the line is out in Slovakia, so it could be an accident. It could be a little language barrier thing. But
there's just food for thought for the coming week is we might need a line judge when David's playing.
I like that. I like that idea. We'll look into that.
Who on your team do you think would make the best line judge that isn't already in the powerful pickleball 6?
Best line judge. That's a tough one. We need someone who's honest and who has integrity.
We have none of those guys. I'm just kidding. I would say, when you think of it, I think Spencer Meyer. I think he'd be a good line judge. Pretty tall guy, could see all angles of the court. But yeah, I keep texting him to come. He'll complain if he sees that I played and I didn't invite him. But then I'll invite him and he won't come. So
we had a few guest members this week. We had Yami Granilla. We can just confirm. Yami he came to play, and he was actually pretty good for a first time. So I could see him, in the future possibly sticking into that top 6 ranking. We'll see where that goes. And Nick Perbix comes around once in a full moon, and he's a good player, right off the bat.
He's a nice player, Will.
He's a nice player. He would be in the rankings if he would come more than every full moon or half moon. So we'll look to that for the future.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I always enjoy the pickleball update to see, who's above and below that line of dead squirrel with a racket. Good food for thought that we'll keep in the back of our brains for next week in the potential David Rennick cheating scandal. But I just came up with this next topic off the top of my head, and it's solely because of how nice the weather is outside. I know that I would say a good chunk of your teammates would take a moped down to the rink.
Mhm.
Just enlighten us on the moped culture that is your team for the maybe 6 to 12 weeks you get to take it down to the herb.
You're tugging at my heartstrings here, Nick, and it really brings a tear to my eye. Because my moped, I bought it from Blake Lazat for a hefty price of $100, and it broke like the second day I got it. And Will, would you like to elaborate on your moped
Yeah,
situation?
I actually bought my moped from John Lazat, who's graduated a few years back. So we do kind of have a culture of kind of passing down mopeds. Like mopeds are a great, fun thing. At one time, we might have had like, 12, 13 mopeds. And we had like a legit gang going around like town. So it's kind of fun, like riding in that moped gang. But as for my moped, it got stolen midsummer in midday. And I still have
Broad daylight.
keys. So I don't know how they took it. But if you see a Yamaha moped on the streets, loud noise, loud muffler, that's my moped. You could report it to SCSU Huskies, and we're going to come find that.
Yeah,
And
a
who's
blue
the,
Yamaha. Get a lookout.
who's the proud owner of that pretty pink moped?
That's Easton. Easton Brodzinski's got the pretty pink number 26 moped, and I think that used to be his brother Johnny's when Johnny played here. And legend has it they like once stuck it in a tree while he was in class. So I think it's pretty light, but some more food for thought. Will we got to stick that thing in a tree sometime?
Yeah, seriously. I think actually for the size of that pink moped, like it gets going pretty good. Like I'm
Yeah.
impressed with the speed and torque that little thing has. But it gets the job done for sure.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys just take those to the rink because you kind of live on the other side of campus, or will you guys just take that to the grocery store or to a nearby restaurant? Like, how often do you guys use them?
Oh, if mine was still up and running, I'd take that thing home to Chicago. I love my moped. I relied on that. Like that was, I mean, now I got my rollerblades, but yeah, gosh, I just loved the wind through my bald head, and it really just felt great being on the open road with that thing.
Yeah, I
How's the
think
hair coming in, Kev?
guys will take it to the gas station, to the store. I mean, park it literally like right outside the door for class. So that's like super nice because you really don't have to walk anywhere. So I feel like it's more than just down to the rink and back. But at the same time, some people like push the moped season longer than it should be. Like there are some mopeders out there that go into like the winter seasons and it's snowing on the ground and they'll risk it, go down to the rink in a suit. So we
Will,
might
that brings up painful memories. Actually, I don't know if we've told the story of.
I think I know where this
have
is
a few
going.
stories on that.
I think I've
Well,
heard
one of
this.
them, one of them's for another day. Will, the big one is for for another day. But one time I did take this before I had my moped. I took Will's moped to the gas station to get some new batteries. Just a PSA: don't ride your moped if it's like raining or wet out. Um, I like fell off, like I like went to hammer the brakes, my hat flew off and slid like down the side of the road. Like it was not good. I was wearing a helmet, thank God. Um, okay, I wasn't wearing a helmet, but I sort of wear a helmet too. Wear a helmet. But yeah, it was bad. It was bad news.
No,
Yeah.
I was at your house when that happened because that was sophomore year, right?
Yeah.
I had a math class with Blake Lazat, and we were over there working on a group homework assignment. And I think Will was in the living room while we were doing it. Got a text or something saying Kev just fell off my moped. And I was like, I think it was raining that night, so that was definitely what probably caused it. But I totally forgot about that. That isn't why I brought it up, but I mean, you guys think you'll be able to take your mopeds down to the herb maybe for the first weekend?
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. It depends probably how much snow is on the ground. So that'd be nice. I mean, it'd be nice, but it's kind of a cold ride.
Mhm.
Now, I guess the main part of this episode this week, and it's got me really curious. How did your guys' fantasy team live up this weekend? Not only playing this week, but did you guys survive the slew of injuries that we saw in week 2 of the NFL? Obviously, the Panthers, Christian McCaffrey, Giants, Saquon Barkley, Jimmy G, and Bosa for the 49ers. A lot of injuries, but did you guys come through?
Kevin, do you want to take it through?
I would love to, Nick. I'm glad you asked. Well, we put up 155 this week, which is good enough for W. I just want to bring to light also, Will is giving me some crap for not playing Sammy Watkins, who was our last round draft pick. And so, like he was giving it to me. And so I put him in the lineup this week, and he did really well for us. He had 2.1 points. So other than that, our team was great. I threw in Terry McLaurin there last minute, 25.5. Dak went off with 40. Eckler, 18.8. Tyler Higbee, 28.4. We do, however, have the 49ers D. Don't tell anybody in our league, but we're looking to pick up their defense on the waiver wire. Doing a little research. But, yeah, I mean, I think we made it through, like, pretty much injury-free. Chris Godwin didn't play for us. He's, like, our top receiver probably. But I think he'll be back next week.
I mean, which was nice. Like the Dak Prescott going off for 40 was a nice surprise, and I hope that sparks a couple good games coming forward. But I'm really optimistic because we have Derrick Henry, who is our first pick, and he hasn't really seen the end zone yet. And I feel like it's just a matter of time before he starts putting a few in the end zone. So look out for our team to be scary moving forward. Just a personal opinion.
I mean, on the bright side, at least you have a top 5 running back that's still healthy. I mean, the Saquon and Christian McCaffrey owners probably shedding a couple of tears waking up this morning once they got the official news that McCaffrey'd be out for a couple of weeks. And obviously Saquon's season is unfortunately done due to a torn ACL. But, well, I mean, I'm glad that you guys had a decent week in fantasy because I sure did not. 2 of my 3 leagues, obviously there's still the 1 game left tonight, but I have yet to crack triple digits in 2 of my 3 leagues, and it is a really, really tough scene. One of my leagues my downfall was the Bills defense, who got me -1, and I had 2 players not named a quarterback get me double digits, and my kicker was my second highest point scorer.
Wow. That's tough.
It was a little disappointing. And then, it was the same story. I have similar. I had the Bills defense in my other league, and I'll admit it. I made a big mistake playing AJ Green in my flex this week. I thought he could have a decent game. No, not the case. But I too survived the slew of injuries. I'm not a McCaffrey owner. I'm not a Saquon owner. So in that regards, I'm not too terribly upset. But I guess for the fans out there watching, I don't know if you guys need a running back or not, but keep your eye on Jerick McKinnon of the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers have been through a lot injury-wise. Raheem Mostert left yesterday's game with a knee injury, and now Jerick McKinnon, a familiar name to a lot of Minnesota Vikings fans, should be the lead guy at least for a couple weeks. And we saw what he could do in Minnesota, and I think he can play out in San Fran this weekend. But you guys 2-0 so far, and is it 1-1?
1-1, Nick. And I know U.S. Open was yesterday, the final day. And I don't know what was going on with Kirk Cousins. He thought he was competing with that negative 1.1 performance, but that was good for second place in the U.S. Open. Bryson DeChambeau taking it home. But, the Vikings, they look really good.
I don't know what it is, but whenever we play the Indianapolis Colts, we cannot perform. It doesn't matter who our quarterback is. We are just not a good team when we play Indy. And it's a really tough scene. And, even bringing a deeper tie to it, bringing it back to college football, Jonathan Taylor always tore apart my favorite college football team. So just a little bit more salt in the wound at the hands and feat of Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
Let me just say, being a Vikings fan right now, it's hard. As a fan, I'm currently in a very deep, dark hole. I cannot see the light right now. It's hard to get out of. I feel like there's so many excuses. Like, I feel like, for one, I've always been the guy to defend Kirk Cousins. Like, no matter where it was, he had a bad offensive line.
Sorry.
Why are you?
I can feel
Get
that.
out of
I
here.
can feel that hurt.
Get
I'm
out of
sorry.
here.
I'm sorry.
We kick Kevin off the call while he's walking back to his room. Okay. I've always defended him. Bad offensive line, we got new offensive coordinators, but it was tough to see him throw those interceptions yesterday. And so that was tough. And so I don't know. It's hard to see, like, right now, since I'm in such a dark place, us getting out of it. But I need some, like, sign of life this next week. They can just provide me with just, like, some good optimism to take out of next week. I will be happy.
Bring us back to our true roots of being a Minnesota sports fan. We never really give up. We never completely give up hope. And then as soon as something good happens, we're all in again. But, yeah, I feel that well. I don't think I could have said it better myself. Big announcement last week. Big Ten football's back. We've got a Minnesotan and an Illinois native. You guys watch college football that often, or, who do you guys cheer for? How do you guys feel?
Heck yeah, we watch college football. We love college football. I just want to say before we start that I'm sorry, Will. I love giving you some crap, but I felt that one hurt. That was maybe a little too over the top on my part, and I apologize. But yeah, we love college football. Me growing up in Chicago, I feel like Notre Dame's like Chicago's college football team. No disrespect to Northwestern, but they just aren't very good. But yeah, like I don't know. I like watching Notre Dame. But they're competing in the ACC this season. But yeah, Big Ten, good conference. Can't wait to watch it.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I watch college football as much as the NFL and probably Kevin. I think Kev's probably a bigger college football fan than I am. But I feel like for the primetime games, whenever they are during the season, we're always together as a team watching them, especially like the championship. I think it's always a fun game. But one thing I like about college football, like, I obviously like watching the good offensive teams because it feels like it's just like a shootout every game. Like, games are like 60 to 35 and 58 to like 38. It's just like a lot of points, so it's pretty entertaining.
Well, if you were going to watch, a game in the regular season, you Gophers fan?
I don't want to say that I'm a Gophers. I feel like I used to be a Gophers fan a lot more, but then when I got into college, I was like less and less a Gophers fan for like other sports. But I don't know. I haven't really been on the Gopher bandwagon here too recently, so I'm gonna call myself teamless right now.
That's fair. For me, it kind of helps. I've never been a Minnesota Gopher fan under any team. I'm a Nebraska fan, so.
Oh, that's tough. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we got a big slap in the face from the Big Ten when they released the schedules. Ohio State and Wisconsin for our first 2 weeks. Penn State week 4. Nebraska pushed really hard to get football back, and then the Big Ten just responded with, here's the hardest schedule, and it's not even close. And then I get that followed up with an embarrassing loss to the Colts. So
Nick,
it's been a tough.
I could be wrong, and if I am, edit this out, but weren't you on ESPN last year at the game, and you guys were getting crushed, and Nick was sitting there like this. So just like depressed, and I think I texted you. I was like, "Are you at the game right now?" That was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Yep. The morning started off great. My mom and I, we went to college game day because that's where it was. We got up at 3 a.m. and we're there before the sun was on the horizon, and that was a great experience. Probably one of the best that I've had down in Lincoln. But the game started off very poorly, and it continued to be that way. And it was at the 5:42 mark of the second quarter. Ohio State was up 30-0. They just scored a touchdown, and the camera all the way across the field. I'll send this picture to Greg so he can put it up. I have no shame in it. I was a very, very sad college football fan week 5 last year. But yeah, when that happened, my phone just blew up. Like my friends from St. Cloud, my friends from back home, they all knew that I went to that game. I usually try and make it down for one every year. And as soon as that happened, my phone just blew up. Got all my roommates texted me, my friends from across the hall, Kevin. Oh, it was a tough scene, but all that said, it was still a really good experience. And, Minnesota fans got that at the end of the season with game day and a loss. So it happened to them too. So I'm not too terribly upset about it. And it's the epitome of, you look back on it and you laugh. You're not holding a grudge. You're not angry. I didn't expect it to be, I didn't expect Nebraska to win, but I expected it to be a little bit closer than it was. So yeah, that's the story of Nick, the sad Nebraska fan last season.
It's tough. I feel like Nebraska is one of those organizations that was just so highly regarded, and now like the past 5 years or so, it's been sad to watch the fall. And you know what? The fans, they're so Nebraskans, they just have Nebraska football. So to see that organization take a nosedive right now it's just sad to watch all the fans. I'm sad for the fans.
It is what it is, but with the toughest schedule this season in the Big Ten, I don't care. I'm happy that we get Big Ten football back, and I can't wait for October 24th to roll around. But we'll see how that goes. But yeah, any highlights that you guys are looking forward to this week as we wrap up the show?
Yeah, I'd say Bears playing the Falcons next week. Wrote down some notes. Trubisky, my guy. He was good. He threw a couple interceptions. One of them I saw. One of them I was asleep for. But I thought he played well. Montgomery, he's a truck. And also I wrote down, stop giving me a heart attack every game. The Bears. I don't know if they want me to not become a fan anymore. But 2-0, so I'm happy I'll take it. And Vikings, I just wrote sheesh. So.
My highlight is for tomorrow. We're going to play a little soccer matchup, and it's going to be uppers versus lowers. So it's sophomore, freshmen, and grad transfers because the numbers aren't equal versus juniors and seniors. Today is a big 15-14 win. Davey with a game-winning goal. Myself with a game-winning assist. So looking forward to another good match tomorrow.
Will, if you were to give yourself a soccer player comparison, who would it be?
I don't know, Ronaldo, Messi, something like that.
Wow. Very modest. Yeah, that's good. I was going to give myself Dele Alli from the Tottenham Hotspurs. We've been watching this show. It's called All In or something. It's about Tottenham Hotspurs. It's on Amazon Prime. Great show if you haven't watched it. It's
so basically like Hard Knocks, but with soccer.
Yeah, it's so good. Their manager, or as the gaffer, as they call him, he's just hysterical. So we love watching it. New episode tonight too.
There you go. Well, best of luck in your soccer match again. And Kevin, I hope that both of us, or all three of us, I should say, should be happy next Monday when we meet again. Hopefully both of our teams can get a win in the NFL. I can come out on top in fantasy. That wraps it up here on episode 4 of the Players Corner, brought to you by the SCSU Huskies app.